Hi there, welcome to AnnEvolving. I am getting ready today and I just thought you might want to join me. I'm just going to put on a weekend face of makeup. I'm going to share some of my favorite fragrances. Let's hop in. Okay, so I'm going to start. I have, just to let you know, I've already done my skincare and I just filmed my recent skincare guide and I'll put a card up here. It's really what I do every morning and it's what I do every night. I sit by my bed and I put on my skincare. If that is something you would be interested in seeing, I'll put that right here. It's just very fun and casual. I've also used my sunscreen. And so now, since it's the weekend, I usually will not put on any foundation. So I'm not going to do it. But I will start with a couple of products that I really enjoy. And since I don't have on my glasses, what I'll do is I'll just list these things down below, but I'll show you the product and then I'll link it down below so that you can see it. Usually with these, I just kind of use my hands, kind of rub that in. I do have a mirror right here that I will look in because often when I am filming and I don't have on my glasses, I don't see the big spots or things that I haven't blended very well. So if I'm looking right here, I don't know if you can see it, this is my mirror. I've set up a little area here so that I can film. There's a window here and anyway, so that just gives me a little bit of brightening. I know my skincare is very glossy and radiant anyway. It will be toned down as soon as I come in and put products over it. So this is the Tarte Radiant Shape Tape. It's not like the older one that's very dry. I love this product. I use a little beauty blender and I just dab a little bit in here. I just put a little bit of that around my eyes to offset the darkening that happens in those areas. I'll just continue kind of putting on my makeup as I go, but I wanted to share with you, I never really used fragrance. It always gave me a headache or I didn't enjoy other people's fragrances until I started my channel. And then I started doing a little bit more try-ons and I have since found some fragrances that I really love. I enjoy them. There are a few that I use before I go to bed at night and they just make me feel so good. This is the Clinique My Happy Cocoa and Cashmere. And I don't know, anything with cashmere in it, my daughters and I just love. Lotions, anything like that. Whatever this cashmere is that they call cashmere is so nice. But this is so wonderful. I put it on before bed every night. Well, usually every night. There are a couple of new fragrances that I have that I enjoy as well. I can also recommend the Sol de Janeiro perfume. This is the body mist, either one. This is a little bit lighter if you're going out and about for the day and you just want to carry it in the car and spritz it on. It makes you feel so summery and so amazing. I love it. They always have great gift sets around Mother's Day and holidays. And this is the perfume. It says it's pistachio and vanilla. I love it so much. It just makes you feel warm and summery. It's the Brazilian Bum Bum line. I love their lip butter. All of their products are so great. I recommend that you go to their website and look at them and buy yourself a treat because I always do. And I give them as gifts. They have oil. I'm not kidding. I have so many things from this line. This I love putting on my legs and my neck and my arms. And it's just the most decadent, self-indulgent, lovely gift. Always have bundles. My girls love getting it for Christmas and I love giving it to myself whenever I want. A couple of new fragrances. I don't know if y'all have heard of Sabrina Carpenter. She was on a Disney show when my daughters were young and now she's become very popular as a singer, but she came out with fragrances. It's supposed to look like a chocolate bar, if you can kind of tell in the packaging. This one is kind of a dupe for the Tom Ford Lost Cherry. You have to love cherry to like this, but it is very complex and just incredible. This is the Tom Ford Lost Cherry, and hers is also cherry. She calls it Cherry Baby. That's this one. I'm always trying dupes for the Tom Ford because the Tom Ford is so expensive and I have this teeny tiny little thing of it here. This one, the pink one, it's sweet but not sickening sweet. It just smells so good. Sometimes I'll put these two together. Sometimes I'll put these two together. I love layering fragrances. I might put one on one arm and one on the other. It's gotten ridiculous. I can't believe how much I'm enjoying fragrances at this stage of life. They fill my spirit with joy. They really do. Okay, let me get back to putting on blush as I continue. These are the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blushes, and they are very intense, and they just a very little bit goes a long way. If you have not started using skincare devices, the new Nera Pro Plus is so good. I love the way it feels. It makes me feel like I'm getting a spa treatment. It's not painful, and I see results. I see the difference in my face when I use this, especially in my jowls and the center of my face. It's more lifted, and then also above my eyes and the lines around my eyes. This is incredible. I had taken several months off of using this because I was trying skincare actives and trying to compare the difference. Now that I have this, I've started back using it. If you haven't watched my Nera laser trials, you will visibly see the change. There are no filters. I don't have Botox. I don't ever want to have to do it. I may, but I don't want to. So as long as this is in my arsenal, I can use this. So I do have a code down below, and if you want to try it, you can gift yourself with an amazing laser. You know, it's funny how we have to look for excuses to treat ourselves, I guess, but I just filmed a whole segment and I didn't have the camera on. I have done this more than once, guys. What I just did was I put on my eyebrows, or I filled in my eyebrows. So I'm gonna tell you what I did. I used the Anastasia Dip Brow. I use this brush from Sephora. I put a little from the pot into the lid. I pick up a little product on my brush, and then I go in and I start with some brush strokes right here and brush strokes right here, and then I line it around the top, and I also do the same at the bottom. I come on top with the Benefit Laminator, and it's just a clear gel, and running that over the brow tames them a little bit because mine sometimes stick out. So I will put that on, and then I will just kind of press my brows down. And this is where I was when I realized my camera was off. I just come in and I put a little of the e.l.f. high definition setting powder on. And what that does is it takes down the glow, as you can see. Just takes it down, but it still looks like natural skin, but radiant. I may even come on top. This is Physicians Formula. It's just a little blush I picked up at the store, and I like it because it is very pink, and so it just gives my cheeks a youthful look. I don't think I'd buy it again. It smells like strawberries. I am just going to use my Just Peachy palette, do something really light. I like this little peachy color. The other thing I bought myself from Loft, I like Loft's clothes because the labels are not sewn in, they are imprinted on the garment. And I'm very sensitive to labels and things like that on my neck. I just don't like it. And so these little t-shirts are super cute. And so I just bought some of these, and they were on sale. They're always having sales at Loft. In fact, every day they're having sales. I don't know how businesses do that, but they've got my interest. I'm always getting these emails from them, and I'm like, oh, what's on sale today? It's always fun to find things that help you feel vital and vibrant. So if you like makeup, a couple of the things that I really enjoy, I have a few palettes that I really like, a few makeup palettes. I like the Just Peachy palette. This one is very well loved. I also think the one by Mario, very subtle, very nice shades. I started using this Glossier. I think this is such a cool trick. So this is their blush, but I have started using a little brush like this, and I take their, I think they're called Cloud Paint, and I put a little bit on my makeup brush. And I've started putting that on my lips. What started me on this is I was watching a Korean drama on TV. So one of the things I noticed, I've been watching The Extraordinary Attorney Woo. If you watch it and you look at the women, whether they're over 40 or under, they look like their lips with a deeper saturation of color. It doesn't look like lipstick. And I really like it. Their lips look almost like they took cherry stain, put that on their lips. And so I had this product and I thought, I'm going to try that. I love it. And you don't need a brush. You could do it with your fingers, but I like the way this brush makes it look. I really do. And you know, if you wanted to, you could take it and put it on a brush as well to show that your cheeks are kind of the same as your lips. That one had a lot of product on it. Let me see if I'd use this synthetic brush. Synthetic brushes are so good for blush. That's what it looks like. I love it. I love it so much. If you have any of the cloud paints, use it like that. It comes in different colors. I'll tell you, this one is the one I have. It is the black cherry. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to curl my lashes, and then I'm going to put on mascara. Honestly, this is how I get ready for work. Sometimes I'll wear foundation, like if I know I'm going to have a really long day, my makeup will tend to fade very easily. But for the most part, I don't really wear a lot of foundation unless it's like an event or something like that. It's just usually a pretty very natural face of makeup. You know, another thing is if you aren't using an eyelash serum, and I started using that in my early 50s or mid 50s, I guess, I was noticing that my eyelashes were getting so short and sparse. And, you know, it's not a problem, but I just like fuller lashes, and I like to be able to put on a little mascara and have a natural look. I started using it, and I've used it off and on through the years. And then the last thing I do is I don't wear eyeliner much anymore. Every now and then I will. I'll usually choose one of these colors, and I'll go in right under my eyelid. Use a brush to just kind of buff it. My makeup is done, except for the big spot of mascara that's above my eye that I have to let dry before I swish it off. You know, the other thing that I like to do, I do the May Love products, and I do them on subscription. So these are my 4 products that I got this time. I pay for 3. The most expensive one is free, and in this one I think that's the Love Oil. I think it's over $80, maybe $100, something like that. So this is something I love to do for myself. I mean, it's a treat. That's kind of one of the reasons I enjoy it. I'll just put some of my favorites down below. You can always visit my website at AnnEvolving.com. Hope you treat yourself to something, and I would love to know what that is. If you have any recommendations that you love that you want to share, please share them down below. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.